Hey guys, welcome back to markdillon.xxx. So one of the most frequent questions I get, at least in terms of workout advice, is about abs and what's the best way to get them or improve them. And the real truth is there is no secret to getting great abs. There's no magic trick or anything like that to give them to you in 6 weeks or whatever it may be. And there's really even no universal set of exercises that works for everybody because we all have different body shapes, we have different proportions. So an exercise that works for me may not necessarily work for somebody who's 6'3". But there are some basic principles that are guaranteed to work. The first one being you have to focus on muscle contraction, especially with with your abs. When you see people in the gym basically doing endless reps of, sit-ups or something, and you can tell they're not really focusing on the contraction, they're just interested in doing 100 sit-ups or 200 sit-ups, whatever it may be. So, with the basic sit-up, when you're coming up and down, when you're in the downward position, there's almost no tension, no contraction on the abs. And when you come up, most of the tension and contraction is going to be on your hip flexors. Very little on. So it's only that kind of mid-range of the motion that the abs have good tension on them, which is why most people recommend crunches versus sit-ups because they create a far greater amount of tension on the abs. When crunches are good, they're a good one to put into your routine. But there's also things like rope crunches, where you would go over to the cable machine, attach the rope, and do your crunches like this, holding the rope. That's a great way to keep constant tension on your abs. Hanging knee raises are really good, provided that you're not just jerking your body up and down, but you go very slowly, bringing your knees up towards your chest, slowly lowering them down, really focusing on the contraction. Um, I actually find a lot of the ab machines are quite good. Um, Most of them I find really target the abs. There's a few that I don't like because they have an awkward motion or they just don't feel quite right. But overall, I find most of the ab machines are really pretty good. So you should experiment with those and see if they work for you. And the best way to tell if an ab exercise is worth doing is you should, after probably 15 or 20 reps, really feel a pretty good burn going on. Um, if the exercise is not giving you a good burn through your abs, it's not worth doing. The second tip I have for you is variety. You don't just want one or two ab exercises in your routine. You should experiment around trying different exercises, different machines until you can find a good, I would say, good 4 or 5 ab exercises that you can include in your ab workout. That way you target the abs from different angles, and each exercise will basically hit the ab and hit the muscle in a little bit different way than the previous one. So that's a good way to make sure you're getting kind of upper abs, mid abs, lower abs, obliques. One or two exercises just isn't enough. The third most important tip I can give you is basically the length of your ab workout. So what a lot of people will do is they try to tack abs on for like the last 5 or 10 minutes of their workout. And if you think about, you would never do your legs for just 10 minutes. You would never do your chest for just 10 minutes or your arms. So why in the world would you do that to your abs and think that you're going to get great results? I find a good ab workout usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes. Again, focusing on good, high quality exercises with a lot of contraction and a variety of those exercises. So 20 or 30 minutes, which leads me to the next point, which is how often should you work your abs out? I think probably every day to every other day is pretty good. As long as there's not a ton of residual soreness from your previous ab workout, you're perfectly good to go and work them out the next day. I usually do abs just about every workout I do, unless I have a particularly hard one and I feel soreness, in which case you want to give the muscle time to recover and relax. but certainly you should be doing them every other day. Um, it's not something, you can't just do abs once or twice a week for 5 or 10 minutes and expect good results. But if you follow these tips, you'll start to see a lot of improvement in your abs. Um, and also keep in mind, abs are one of those things that some of it is genetic. Some people are just predisposed to better abs than other people. But if you follow these tips, you'll see some improvement for sure. And even now, I'm not as lean as I would like to be, but my abs still are pretty decent. So I hope these tips help you, and I hope you guys have some great workouts ahead. Thanks again for visiting.